Back to the channel, boys. I did find a few clips. If you're wondering if you should still be dating or not, let's get into it at the end of these clips. Let's roll them.
Expect American women to lower their dating standards because they're in a position of power and privilege right now. You can't convince someone in that position to be like, hey, you should just lower your price. Why? I can charge a high price and people will pay it, so I'm going to charge it. I tend to think the solution actually comes from guys being more selective.
I'm Rachel fucking Landy. I am incredible. So, it's his loss. Welcome back to Dating with Rachel. I just got dumped. Mr. 67 and I are no longer together. Leap just called me and told me because by Valentine's Day, we hadn't said those three little words. And I was like, if by a year you don't feel that way, then we're gonna have a problem. And I knew that he was a little emotionally stunted. Here's the thing. I am the full fucking package. I have my life together. I have a fucking house. I am an adjunct professor. And this man couldn't fall in love with me. Yes, I'm a lot. But I also am incredible. Like, if you are down bad for me, I will be down bad for you. The intimacy wasn't there. I found out that he had texted an old fling of his, and I confronted him about it. He said, okay, I'll stop talking to her if it makes you uncomfortable. And I said, it does. So I thought we moved on. This all happened on Saturday. I was having some doubts, truthfully, because he wasn't really romantic. He did not initiate spicy sleep, was not good at communicating his feelings, but I just thought, like, if I could just get him to open up just a little bit more. But this is the truth. When people tell you who they are, believe them. I had a little cry, talked to my mom. We're okay. Oh, I'm 29 and single, and I've probably avoided my first divorce. Things to look forward to. I have 3 weddings this year. I'm a bridesmaid at my friend Sid's wedding in May. I have my friend's wedding in October, and I have another friend's wedding in August, and I'm going to Portugal. I am fucking going to Portugal with my best friend in the entire world for my 30th birthday. Like, I am lovable. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be loved loudly and liked loudly. And you know what? He can go text his little flings, his old flings. Go do that. Because I deserve better. I refuse to settle, and I should have broken up with him when I found out that he was texting his ex. And I'm mad at myself that I didn't. You know what? We're gonna move on. This is the end of that chapter. That's the end of Mr. 67. Probably in May I'll start dating again because April is crazy for work. And if I seem a little crass, I'm probably going to cry like one more time. I still have to go talk to my best friend about it. I already talked to my mom and cried, but I will be okay. I'm Rachel fucking Landy. I am incredible. So, it's his loss.
Yeah, you heard how deep that voice was? Yeah, for over a year, yeah. They love putting stipulations on things, and yeah, enjoy your job, enjoy your career. And she missed the first test, which is being physically appealing to the person you're with. And clearly he was with her for a year and didn't put much effort into it, but due to her insecurities or low self-worth, she didn't leave him. Notice, she got dumped. She got dumped, and that's gonna continue happening because I think once guys have realized, yo, this really isn't going anywhere, they're just gonna pull the plug. And you can dance around it with your career, your house, it doesn't matter because you're still single and you're still not sure why you're single. Look in the mirror and fix the things that men care about, which is beauty, femininity, and being, you know, a good person to be around. I from the way that she sounds, she could be a nice person to be around, but that voice is just crazy. I mean, she sounds like Jadakiss. Let's roll the next one.
But like, as far as competition goes, you should be golden these days. There has basically never been a better time in history to date as a woman when it comes to competition. Now, the dating market is a hot mess for a number of other reasons, and I don't think that's a surprise to literally anyone who's been on the apps in recent years. However, when it comes to competition, the bar has just never been lower, specifically for women. Now, the most obvious example here is just weight. I mean, if you're a woman in America, at least, I think like over 70% of American women are overweight or obese. So just by being a normal, healthy weight, you are automatically in the top 30%. Like, easy. But I'm really just not talking about the shallow stuff like that. I mean, that's the low-hanging fruit, if we're being honest. But the average woman these days, it seems like, at least the loudest ones on social media, seem like they actively hate men. And they will say things like, I hate men, or men suck, or like, I want to ruin men's lives. So I do think that we've gotten to the point where if you want to stand out, being nice to men is what you have to do. And this shouldn't be hard. You're nice to your friends, you're nice to, your family and the people around you, just like treating men like humans and not like ATMs. And like, I'm really not trying to make this into some sort of like pick me thing. Like, I'm good, obviously, but if you see the types of videos that I'm talking about, then you see the types of women who are just genuinely torturing men emotionally, and I don't understand why this is something to be bragged about or normalized. Like, the bar right now is look normal, don't be mean, and try to make the guy's life better. Finding a guy you actually want to do that for, a different story, like I mentioned before. But like, as far as competition goes, you should be golden these days.
If you agree with this comment, that you wouldn't want to be with a single mom, especially as a man with no kids. Okay, I would love to hear the reasons why. If you agree with this, if you agree with what he said, I would love to know what the fuck your deal is. So leave a comment, please explain. Don't just leave some bullshit. I need explanations of your reasons why. Like, it doesn't matter on the woman and her personality and like what she's got going on. Like, just, it's an automatic no if they have kids. Please tell me. Calling all men, especially if you agree with this comment, that you wouldn't want to be with a single mom, especially as a man with no kids. Okay, I would love to hear the reasons why. If you agree with this, if you agree with what he said, I would love to know what the fuck your deal is. So leave a comment, please explain. Don't just leave some bullshit. I need explanations of your reasons why.
Why?
Like,
I
it
just
doesn't
really don't understand. Why are you so upset that men don't want to date single moms? We barely want to date women without kids because of how delusional and insufferable they are. So why do we go sign up to go save and work for another man's child that we're not going to get any credit for? We're not going to have the responsibility. We're going to have the responsibility but no authority. And no matter what, that kid is always going to come first. Meaning my emotional needs, my physical needs are always going to take the back seat. As a person who's dated a woman with a kid, don't do it. Do not do it. Even if you think that it's just going to be for fun, your body does not know the difference. You hang out with them, you're going to get attached to them, and it's not going to end well. Especially if you're driven, you're on your purpose. It's just like putting on a weight vest and going everywhere with a weight vest, a 30-pound weight vest. You think you're getting stronger, but in reality, it's just holding you back. It's just holding you back. And 9 times out of 10, the reason you dated them was 1, because they're attractive. And then 2, the reason you guys probably not going to make it is because you're going to find out why she became a single mom. Hey, to each their own.
Seriously, no one wants to make out, no one wants to flirt, everyone's tired, anxious, and touch-starved. So I wrote this Substack essay about how we're in a sexual recession and what's causing that. And see, women are some of the most educated, employed, and financially stable generation of women yet, so we don't need men for survival. If we're in partnership, it's because we want to be in partnership, and that is definitely impacting the way that dating, relationships, hookup culture, situationship culture is happening in Gen Z right now. Men have been told by their fathers, grandfathers, society, that they are focused on providing for their women and their families. And I think now that Gen Z women can support themselves financially, we don't need men to provide for us. We definitely want them to, for sure, but we don't need them. We're focused more on equal partnerships and men that can show up emotionally available and be attuned to us. And unfortunately, I don't think the men are catching up, and this is causing a lot of strife. I think women collectively are realizing that there's not really a point to giving your body to someone that acts like they don't care if you live or die. And on top of that, they're not providing financially. And a part of that is not entirely their fault, because the economy that we're in is very difficult, and I think everyone is feeling the effects of that. But it's like, okay, the men are not planning dates, they're not paying for dates, they're not providing anything financially, and then on top of that, you're not emotionally available. Anytime I express myself, it's too much emotional labor, or I'm emotionally high maintenance, and it's like, what is the benefit of me giving myself to you if I get absolutely nothing in return? I think all of this is also contributing to the whole male loneliness epidemic, where men are starting to be decentered. I think women are focused a lot more on themselves, working on their relationships, building their careers, working on their finances, and because of that, men are not needed as much. Now I think women are focused on wanting men and being very intentional about choosing the men in our lives rather than being with men out of survival for financial needs. And on top of that, it's like, again, if you're not contributing to me financially and supporting me, making me the best version of myself. And also you're not contributing emotionally by being in tune with me and listening to me and actually caring about my feelings. It kind of feels like there's no point. It's not entirely the men's fault. It's also the patriarchy and capitalism and all of these systems that have been built to break us down and to divide us. And one of my mutuals, Justin, made a really good point where sex and intimacy is becoming a luxury. If you can't afford to date, if you can't afford to go to therapy, if you were not raised in an environment where you were taught to work on yourselves and to reflect and be empathetic, you are going to be at a disadvantage and you're not going to have the same access to relationships that maybe previous generations have. And I think another big thing as well with our generation is everybody is afraid of vulnerability. Everybody's afraid of intimacy, and that's also contributing to the divide as well. And I'm honestly seeing that in my personal life as well with my friends who are all educated, well-spoken, good head on their shoulders, good people that are beautiful and kind and giving, and even they are in a similar predicament where a lot of people are not in relationships because they don't want to acquiesce to their side, and a lot of people are horny and pent up and have no sort of release because, again, why give yourself to someone that can't contribute to you in some way? But also people don't want to do the work to be the type of person that can be in a relationship. So where do we go from here?
Very interesting. So she spoke a lot about emotional availability, not being a provider, also acknowledged that men can't provide due to the economy. And let's flip it. This is the same thing that the red pill is saying. So yeah, I guess we're all in the same boat because men don't want to do it because there's no upside. And you guys don't feel the need to because there's no upside apparently. So what's the big fuss about? Sounds like you guys still want to be courted and still want a provider even though you guys don't need it. Sounds like you guys don't know what side of the fence you're on, and this is why you're in this situation. And now more and more men are going to keep stepping away. But hey, enjoy your Instagram likes and validation.
This might be a hot take, but Gen Z men and women are becoming completely incompatible, and it's the reason dating in our generation feels so broken. This is the first generation to be raised entirely by algorithms. Men and women get fed completely different feeds. A man's algorithm tells him his value is his income, his status, his physique. So he's grinding, comparing his bank account to other men online, feeling behind 24/7. The data shows that his #1 criteria in a partner is physical attractiveness. A girl's algorithm tells her to prioritize her emotional well-being, her career, her independence. She watches 100 videos about red flags and not settling. The data shows that her #1 criteria in a partner is emotional stability and kindness. So you have a guy optimizing for money and status to feel worthy of dating, and a girl optimizing for emotional safety and independence. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to find someone who you're compatible with in this day and age, but you need to be able to agree on a core group of values to build a healthy and sustainable relationship.
Man, y'all drop a comment down below. Date a train wreck, stay single. I hope you guys like this compilation. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.